Bitcoin dominance is at a pivotal point in its history where it's either going to see a massive breakout to the upside or a fairly large breakdown to the downside. Now, the reason that I say this is we're going to be reviewing the past 2 years of Bitcoin dominance, looking where it typically likes to reject at, and you guessed it, one of those popular areas is this 49%, which we've seen 3 prior massive rejections from when it comes to Bitcoin dominance. Now, I also want to talk about what this could do to the altcoin market, because typically if money is flowing out of Bitcoin, it's going into altcoins. And if Bitcoin dominance is falling, that means that the altcoin market is likely seeing a fairly nice bull run. So there's going to be a lot to talk about in this video. We're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin dominance, Ethereum, the total 2, which is the physical representation of the entire altcoin market. And we're going to be unpacking all of this and looking at, should we be in Bitcoin? Should we be in altcoins? Can we still be in both here? And talking about a proper game plan of what the future of crypto could hold. So if that sounds interesting, make sure you stick around for the entire length of this video, as there will be important information discussed the entire way through, as per usual. So let's start this off. I want to highlight this, and what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at a 3-day chart here to kind of condense everything in a very neat fashion. And then we're going to look at the daily chart to kind of look at what this granularly looks like on a little bit more of a broken down time scale. So if we go all the way back to 2021, around April 2021, same time 2 years ago, we had this massive breakdown of Bitcoin dominance when altcoins were really on the run. And for the past 2 years, I'm going to kind of condense this over so that my face isn't in the way. What we've seen is this massive kind of just channel where we've been going from around 39% to 40% Bitcoin dominance, and we're just bouncing from support to resistance, back to resistance to support to resistance to support. And you guys get the theme over here, where we are just bouncing from 49%, around 49% of Bitcoin dominance. Then we retrace back, alts go on a run, and then Bitcoin goes on a run, then altcoins go on a run. And it's been kind of this back and forth bouncy ball maneuver for the past almost 2 years now. So what I want to highlight to everyone is that every time Bitcoin gets around 48 to 49% of dominance, we see a retrace right here, we see a retrace right here, we see a retrace right here, and here, and here, and so on and so forth. And so now what we're doing is we are back to approaching this very same level. And so as we approach 49, we hit this yesterday, and this is where I'm going to break us down to this daily chart, and we can see that yesterday we came up here, was not able to break through it. Today we tried to pierce up, hit 49 right on top of the head, and now we're already a little bit red on the day when it comes to Bitcoin dominance over here. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more, and we can see this. So upon this rejection that we've seen of Bitcoin dominance, it came up, and since that point it's already down about 0.5%, which is a fairly decent move when it comes to a dominance chart. So what I want to do is just kind of take a step back now and say, okay, well, if this is a very, very popular rejection spot that Bitcoin has failed to break for the last 2 years, what is going to make this time any different? And I think that's the argument that has to be presented. You have to understand, is this time different? And a lot of people will say, yes, it is, but they won't say why. So I guess the question that I have to pose to a lot of you that think Bitcoin is going to keep running is, why is this time different? And what kind of evidence do we have to support that this time is different for Bitcoin and that it's going to continue to run to the upside and maybe even break up to one of its previous zones? You know, maybe we see another 10% jump and it goes to some of its previous consolidation levels back in the 50s. And while I'm not saying that that's completely out of the books, we just have to understand, and you really have to answer that question of why. Now, there seems to be a lot of people who believe that this why is going to be answered by the Ethereum Shanghai upgrade. And there's a lot of titles out there that are saying, hey, this Ethereum upgrade is going to unlock like 15% of Ethereum supply. It's going to be over $30 billion in crypto tokens. Everyone's going to be able to sell them onto the open market, and this is going to be a really, really big deal. The problem with this is that a lot of this Ethereum upgrade, when the Shanghai upgrade goes live, it's not going to be available to everyone, everywhere, at the same time. That just isn't the case. This is going to come on a first come, first served basis, where the first people to stake are going to be the first people who are able to unlock. And realistically, this entire process could take somewhere around 300 to 400, even more than 400 days. So we're talking about a period of dispersal over the course of an entire year, if not more than that. And so this mass sell-off event that people thought that it was going to be, it looks like that's likely not even possible, even if we wanted it to be. And if you look back at the first people to stake Ethereum, it was typically people who believed in the network, hence why they were the first ones to step up and say, hey, we will stake our Ethereum, we will lock it away and not know when we're going to be able to unlock it. Those were the people who truly believed in the longevity of Ethereum, typically in the case of like validators and whales and things like that. So these first people that are going to be able to unlock are likely the least viable people to sell. And that's all one thing to understand. So I think when we are looking at this Ethereum Shanghai event, it's very unlikely. Again, this is just my opinion. It's not financial advice. But when we look at this, right now at the time of making this, this is the day of the upgrade. And we're looking at Ethereum, and it pretty much hasn't moved. Again, a lot of people thought this is going to be a massive event. But here we are. We're on the day of the upgrade. Ethereum is down 0.2, 0.3%. Nothing crazy at all. Not out of the ordinary. That's a typical day in the crypto markets. In fact, I think a lot of people would argue that a typical day in the crypto markets are more volatile than 0.2 or 0.3%, which Ethereum's at right now. So if we're looking at Ethereum, again, a lot of people are saying that's going to be a winning factor. Is Ethereum going down from this upgrade, Bitcoin dominance is going to rise. And if we look even at Bitcoin, I want to take a quick look at the Bitcoin chart. Bitcoin's even seeing about the same of a retrace. In fact, it's down about twice as much as Ethereum is. And so the last thing that I want to show in this video was actually something I believe we took a look at last week, which is this total 2 chart. So it's going to take a second to load here, but this is what we're looking at. And when I say that altcoins could be getting ready to explode, this kind of coincides with Bitcoin. Again, maybe Bitcoin sees a breakout. Maybe it breaks the Bitcoin dominance. A lot of us are diversified between both Bitcoin and altcoins. So this is almost a win-win scenario where if Bitcoin breaks out, great, we have Bitcoin. If altcoins break out, great, we have altcoins. Again, I almost see this as a win-win. But even if Bitcoin dominance rejects at that very popular zone that we talked about, this would make a lot of sense because altcoins are actively squeezing against the top of this resistance line with a very nice climbing support. And what this could realistically mean is that if we zoom out even just a little bit more, we can see that there's almost this gap in this altcoin chart in between around here and here. And there's a significant lack of resistance where if we do see a breakout above the zone, there is almost no resistance in here and altcoins could seriously fly. And realistically, we said this on the altcoin alert call yesterday. We'll talk about it even more in depth on the VIP call this week. What this could realistically mean is a massive breakout of altcoins. Again, it's a big if. If it can break through this, there's going to be more resistance around 700 billion in market cap for the altcoin chart. But if it's able to get into this zone, it's going to be able to really run here. And so that's just one of the things that I am keeping my eye on. But again, I see this as a win-win. If Bitcoin goes on a run, great, I own Bitcoin. If altcoins go on a run, great, I own Ethereum, I own Atom, I own Chainlink, I own a lot of these altcoins as well. And so one of the things that I'm excited about is that either way we move here, there seems to be a way to profit. So that's going to go ahead and round us up for this video, everyone. I just wanted to briefly talk about this subject of Bitcoin dominance. And, again, if it falls, it's likely that altcoins go up. And if it rises, it's likely that Bitcoin's going up. And so that's just one of the things that I wanted to talk about today upon the Shanghai upgrade as well, because there was a lot of misunderstanding about how that is going to go live and how that's going to be applied. And I wanted to clear that one up as well. So hopefully all of this information helped. Again, nothing I said here is legal, financial, or tax advice in any way, but I do hope that you enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure to smack that like button, smack that subscribe button. I make videos just like this one every single week, multiple times a week. So if you're interested in watching more videos like this, consider sticking around for the channel. But that's going to round us up here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see all of you in Friday's video.